Welcome everyone to today's mindfulness practice from the Well Nest. We'll be looking today at fearless presence, the ability to sit with anything and everything that arises in our minds during the practice. And as usual, today's practice will be offered on a pay what you can or pay what you wish basis, and my PayPal me link will be added to the description for this video on YouTube and in Facebook. I'd be very grateful for anything that you wish to contribute to the continuation of these practices if you regularly tune in and feel that you're getting a benefit from them. So I want to start today's class with a quote from Jack Cornfield, part of the Vipassana mindfulness tradition. To give you a flavour of what it's like to try mindfulness, and obviously this might resonate with you and your practice as well. So he says, when people initially come to a meditation class to train in mindfulness, they hope to become calm and peaceful. Usually they are in for a big shock. The first hour of mindfulness meditation reveals its opposite, bringing an unseen stream of evaluation and judgment into stark relief. As the minutes pass, we may cycle between agitation and boredom. We hear a door slam and we wish for quiet. Our knees hurt and we try to avoid the pain. We wish we had a better cushion to sit on. We can't feel our breath and we get frustrated. We notice our mind won't stop planning and we feel like a failure. Then we remember someone we're angry at and get upset. And if we notice how many judgments there are, we feel proud of ourselves for noticing. So you can see that mindfulness isn't automatically a peaceful mind. It takes a lot of practice. Part of that practice should be this ability to develop a fearless presence. So when we practice mindfulness, we watch everything. We're just that patient observer. And we've practiced that through choiceless awareness and many other practices that we've tried together. So your only job really in mindfulness is to watch and welcome everything as it arises. The practice sometimes can feel overwhelming when the mind just doesn't want to be quiet. But we know from experience that the moment of right now doesn't have a lot going on. It doesn't have anything to be worried about or upset about. This moment, just here, just now, is the moment of peace. So as often as we can, bring the mind back to right here, right now, we're more likely to find that peace and develop that spacious mind that we want to. But a lot of the time people don't stick to meditation because the mind is so busy. Think that the mind cannot be tamed. And if you feel that your mind gets even busier when you sit to meditate, it isn't getting any busier, and it isn't busier than anyone else's mind either. It's just that you've removed all other distractions and the mind has nothing else to focus on. So when you give it the spotlight, it appears to run wild. Seizes the opportunity to fill space with planning, thinking, ruminating. There's a story in Jack Cornfield's book about a man that went on a meditation retreat, found himself incredibly agitated, couldn't focus, tried for a few days, but he just kept getting more and more tense with the absolute nonsense that was going on in his mind. And he eventually asked to leave the retreat, and he said it was because he just couldn't cope anymore with the woman sat behind him who wouldn't stop coughing. He just couldn't deal with it. He kept getting more and more irritated, and then he was angry at himself because he was allowing himself to be irritated, and then he just became lost in his own irritation and anger and concluded that just meditation wasn't for him. It wasn't going to work. His mind couldn't be tamed. But what he was doing wasn't meditation. He was completely lost in thought. He'd lost his focus, lost his discipline, and had just gone down that rabbit hole of judgment and criticism for himself, his experience, and for other people. He wasn't present anymore. He was completely trapped in his thoughts and his mind. So to overcome that, he was asked to focus on how his body felt in the moment. when he was trying to meditate, and obviously he noticed that there was a lot of tension, lots of discomfort, lots of muscular knotting. And when he focused on the body fully and completely instead of the mind, he noticed he was able to relax. He felt his true experience instead of sitting with his thoughts and just becoming more and more agitated. He started to relax, started to meditate instead of think. So this is why it's called fearless presence when we practice mindfulness, because we have to sit with absolutely everything that arises. And if we feel uncomfortable, feel into that discomfort instead of trying to push it away. Welcome it in, explore it. If you have busyness in the mind, look into that. What is it exactly that's coming in? Is it anxiety? Is it worry? Try to really look into it, define it, spend some time with it, and you'll notice that when you feel it in the body, it starts to release. If you leave things trapped in the mind, that's where they become problematic. So in today's practice, it's one that's really beneficial to bring you out of the mind and into the body, and it's worth practicing as often as you can. It's the body scan meditation. So if you bring yourself into a comfortable position, feet flat on the floor, sitting as straight as you can, but try not to have tension in the back. Remember, you can have palms in that traditional meditation posture, one hand on top of the other, thumbs gently touching, or you can just have palms up or palms down, resting in your lap. The important thing is that the shoulders feel supported. And then if you look down towards your knees, gently close your eyes. You can leave the eyelids open slightly to let some light in. Take a few initial moments to breathe out bodily tension, taking some deeper breaths. And as you breathe out, relaxing through the face. Relaxing the eyebrows. And relaxing through the jawline by parting your teeth. Let the shoulders soften downwards. Relaxing, let the belly go soft. Start to let your chair take all the weight as you let the legs relax, the hips and the lower back. And then bring your focus inside the body. Spend a few moments just watching your own natural in and out breath. Just try to let the mind settle on the feeling of the in and out breath as the air passes through the nostrils. Feel the gentle rise and fall of the chest and the belly. And take your attention down into the feet. Try to just be aware of your feet instead of thinking about them. So just noticing the weight of your feet on the floor. And try exploring whether you can feel each individual toe, or whether you just have a vague sensation of the whole foot. And take your awareness to the sole of the foot. Does it feel any different to the sensations on the top of the foot? If you're struggling to feel anything at all, that's absolutely fine. Just keep your focus on the feet. Allow your mind to rest there fully. Move your attention slowly up into the ankles. And again, spend some time there. Taking your awareness around the ankles, just noticing any sensations that you can feel. If you notice that the mind starts to judge your experience, noticing whether you like or dislike the practice, whether you find it boring or difficult, just notice what the mind is doing. Let that go. Come back to your direct experience of the body. We don't want to think about what we're feeling. We just want to experience it directly. As you move the attention up into the calves, into the lower legs, notice if you can feel your clothing. Be aware if you can feel any weight in the lower legs. Bring your attention now up into the knees. Being aware of any aches or pains. Any sensations of temperature. If you're distracted at any point, just keep bringing yourself back to the direct bodily experience. start to move your mind up into the thighs. Be aware of all the points of contact of the backs of the legs with the chair. Feel your weight. Become aware of your hands resting on the top of the thighs. If the mind is giving you a running commentary or talking you through your experience, just notice that that's going on. And release that commentary. Bring yourself just to focus on the sensations in the legs. Bring your attention up into the hips. Be aware of any discomfort. If allowed any tension to creep back into the body, be aware of where that's held. Try and let it go. Noticing the lower back. Spend some time resting your awareness in the hips and lower back. Bringing your attention back round to the front of the body. Resting your awareness in the abdomen. Noticing any movement or sounds from inside the body. Be aware again as whether your belly is relaxed or whether you're holding tension. Try to soften the belly and let your mind rest there. Letting go of any distraction as many times as you need to refocus the mind back into the body. Start to move your attention upwards into the chest. what you can feel there. Your breathing. You can feel your heartbeat. And bring your shoulders into awareness. Are they relaxed or tense? Are they the source of any aches or pains? Just spend a moment exploring the shoulders. And if you find your mind commentating, try to let go of that and just be with the experience. Start to feel into the arms. Feeling the weight of your arms resting next to the body and in the lap. And try to be aware of the clothing touching your arms. Bring your attention into the hands and into the fingers. Try to resist that temptation to move the fingers. Just allow them to be felt as they are. And again, if it's difficult to feel anything, that's fine. Just let the truth of your experience arise. You feel the warmth of your hands. You can feel the movement of air against your skin. Move your attention up into the neck, into the face and into the head. And be aware if you can feel the different parts of your face, or whether it's just a vague sensation. If you encounter any tension in the face, try to let it go with the breath. Holding your whole body in awareness. Take a moment to feel whether you're aware of any edges of your body. Notice if you can feel where the body ends and space begins. If the mind interrupts with stories or commentary, just smile and let that go. Come back to the full sensation and experience of the body in this moment. Start to notice your breath again. Noticing the rhythm. Whether it's deep or shallow breaths. Is your breathing calm, slow and steady? Try not to change your breathing as you watch, just let it be as it is. Slowly arise from meditation when you're ready. Opening your eyes. And the body scan is a great practice to reconnect with the present moment, particularly if you find that you have an anxious or worrisome mind. If you can take 10 minutes to come back to the body and find that there isn't really a lot going on, nothing to worry about. The body's telling you the truth rather than the busyness of the mind. It's also a really nice practice if you struggle to sleep. If you practice the body scan lying down, not many people make it past the knees before they're asleep, so that's worth a try if you're struggling to sleep at night with a busy mind. Thanks for joining me. We'll be back next week.